I'm gonna go to China and I'm gonna get those jobs from China and bring them back here to America. For what? So iPhones can be $9,000?
Actually, Dave Chappelle, the figure is actually closer to $30,000. But that's not going to stop the US government from diving into the world's most hilariously unhinged trade war.
There will be 104% tariffs going into effect on China tonight at midnight.
We're going to tariff our pharmaceuticals, and once we do that, they're going to come rushing back into our country.
Apparently, the smart guys in Washington have decided that now, at the sunset of the great American empire, they're going to double down on an economic policy that sells this chimera to their base of economically disenfranchised, pissed off, patriotic, non-DEI salts of the earth.
They took our job! They took your job!
According to these wise men, the ongoing trade war will result in factories and jobs coming back from China to the US, leading to the reindustrialization of the American heartland using AI and automation.
Automated factories, but the key is who's going to build the factories, who's going to operate the factories, who's going to make them work. Great American work.
Yeah, it's total bullshit. The reality of the situation, which you can see on your screen right now, was outlined by Steve Jobs many years ago. China is an economy built around building things faster, cheaper, and better than anyone else, while the US imperial economy is built around consuming the fruits of other people's work. That is a fundamental philosophical gap that tariffs cannot bridge. Through the course of this tariff war, we have learned two important things about the US empire and the economic system it runs. First, that contrary to everything we were taught, the empire, in fact, was never particularly good at wealth creation or innovation or creativity or efficiency. What it has been good at is kneecapping the rest of the world, so that with the wealth extracted from being the premier global parasite economy, there's been the one-eyed king in the land of the blind for centuries. But China's economic rise has changed everything.
Economically, the game is over. The Chinese, if not already a wealthier economic unit than we are, which they probably are, will be within a few years.
And the empire suddenly cannot use any of that self-acclaimed entrepreneurial skill, innovation, creativity, or efficiency to compete with China. All it can do, in fact, is pull this Hail Mary move where it slaps punitive tariffs on the rest of the world, hoping that doing so will restore it to the #1 spot by wrecking everyone else's economies, and all the while blaming Nigeria's government not allowing imports of American fruit juice and beef. There's been no high-sounding talk from economics PhDs, just straight to mercantile talk about tariffs, factories, iPhones, electrician, and screws.
The army of millions and millions of human beings screwing in little screws to make iPhones. That kind of thing is going to come to America. It's going to be automated, and great Americans, the trade craft of America, is going to fix them, is going to work on them. They're going to be mechanics. There's going to be HVAC specialists. There's going to be electricians.
Straight up protectionism. So it turns out this empire was never an economic genius after all. Just a spoiled fat kid who used to cheat and now wants to stop the game and take the ball home because the other players have figured him out and he has started losing. The second thing we have learned, which is closely tied to the first, is that economically speaking, the world we live in is a completely different place to the world we thought we lived in. The world we thought we lived in is a world governed by universal economic principles. In that world, efficient allocation of resources is best left to the free market. All of this is overseen for the ultimate benefit of private shareholders, with the states restricted to rudimentary oversight and regulation because the only good government is small government, as we all know. That was the quasi-religious faith known as American-style capitalism that we were all raised with. Today's reality, however, is that the world's biggest and most prosperous economy is a centrally planned one, and the organization responsible for putting together the largest and most visually spectacular wealth creation event in human history, which has taken over 800 million Chinese people from poverty to the world #1 in just 46 years. It's not a venture capital firm in San Francisco or an investment bank on Wall Street. It's a large bureaucratic central government in Beijing. China's rise has shown that economically, the empire was wrong about, well, pretty much everything. So here's the question. If the empire was wrong about all of that, what else has it been wrong about? Question.